So, my name is Eric. Uh, I'm in the Texas market. I teach people about real estate investing. I've been doing real estate ever since about, I don't know, early 2000s. And when I talk about real estate, I'm speaking in terms of I do the buy and hold strategy. I found out that doing that, when you buy these properties, get them rehab, get them fixed up, to me, it's the best way to go, right? So earlier in my career, when I was doing real estate, I was doing the fix and flip. I was doing wholesaling. I was just trying to figure stuff out, right? But over time, I started to realize that the buy and hold strategy was the most effective way to build wealth and get passive income every single month. And I've just come to a point now to where I've done it so many times. I've learned so many. How you doing, Braden? I've done it so many times, and I've learned so many things that now I'm able to teach others on how to do this too. And it's really important that um, about financial freedom, right? And that's really what it comes down to. You can be an entrepreneur, start your own business. I started from scratch, and the most blessed thing about this is I'm able to teach others how to do this too. Um, I'm normally on different platforms. I decided to come on this one today. But main thing is, guys, I'm just teaching people about the buy and hold strategy. I personally, I don't pay cash for my homes. I like to leverage by using other people's money. I leverage by using other people's money to go out there and get these properties, and then I turn around and rent my properties out. I don't mind being a landlord. I don't mind holding on to my properties and getting cash flow every single month. And that's really the name of the game. So, as I sit here today teaching y'all a little bit or giving y'all some information, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I'll be more than welcome to answer any questions. But I've found out through time that the buy and hold strategy, renting your properties out, is the best way. And even if you Google it, you'll find out that 90% of the millionaires came through by owning real estate. Okay. I know you get on different platforms and people talk about arbitrage and wholesaling and fix and flip, but I've been through all that, not the arbitrage, but I've been through so many different techniques that I found out really the best way to go, the most effective way, and you don't have to work in your business, you're working on your business, is truly the buy and hold strategy. My bread and butter is I rent out to low income housing Section 8. I've been doing this for a long time. And the best part is I like to see other people do and succeed as well. Um, so that's basically me in a nutshell, guys. The reason why I started out in real estate is because I had gotten laid off from corporate America years ago. And I said, I will never be in that position again. I will never forget when my job laid me off. That was nerve wracking. It was heartbreaking. It was depressing. But I knew that there was a better way. And unfortunately, I learned, well, fortunately enough, I learned so much from getting laid off, right? I hated to learn that way, but sometimes we need pressure under us in order to make it to that next level. Sometimes that's what it takes. And I had my back up against the wall, just like most of us, right? You don't hear that part. I had just bought my brand new home. I had just gotten married, right? And I had just had my second child on the way, and I bought a brand new car. That is a lot of stress, right? That's a lot of stress. And my wife wasn't working at the time because she was a stay-at-home mom. So I had to figure this stuff out. And I'm gonna tell you, when I tell you it was depressing and heartbreaking, but I got over it, right? And I decided, you know what, I could become depressed or I could make something out of it, right? And I decided to make something out of it. And I'm glad that I actually talked to other people that were doing it. So I ended up talking to people that were doing real estate investing at the time. And that was the biggest thing that I liked. And I wanted to learn from other people. And that's the name of the game. So, anyway, a little bit about me. I do real estate investing. I'm in the Texas market. I do the buy and hold strategy. I don't do this fix and flip. Done that before, not anymore. But the biggest reward you can get is your time back, right? I love having my time back. I get to spend more time with my family. I get to do what I want. I get to wake up when I feel like it. If I want to work at a small little job down the street, I can to stay myself busy. Like right now, the only thing I'm doing right now is teaching people, doing consultations. I do workshops, webinars, and I get on here and content create. Those things I do, but it still leaves me with plenty of time to do whatever I want to do. I just got back from St. Thomas. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just telling you, when you can live a life by design or you can live a life by default. Our school systems teach us to live a life by default, but I try to teach people to live a life by design. I did it through real estate. So the name of the game really is, guys, if you want to get out of this matrix and you want to get out of this 9 to 5 grind, I tell people all the time, you have to create a skill. You have to learn a skill. That's the only way. I've done the working 2 jobs. I thought that was going to get me ahead. It just worked me to an early grave, or it just made me older quicker. I tried to get overtime. Well, I did work a lot of overtime thinking that was going to help me. The problem is the more you work, the more they take out. See, it's not set up for you to succeed. It is creatively set up for you to fail. And that's just the way it is. But I've learned when you get these properties leveraged by using other people's money, it's a beautiful world because now you got your time back and you can spend more time with your loved ones. And me, and I'm just speaking for me, I could not continue to do what I was doing because I knew it wasn't getting anywhere. Have you been in that position to where working for corporate America just ain't really cutting it? I mean, don't you get paid on Friday or whatever day you get paid? And then by the weekend, the weekend comes, you get to spend time with your family, but by Monday, your bank account looks the same after you pay all your bills. That's how I was. And sadly enough, I was making great money and I still wasn't getting ahead. It's because I'm exchanging time for wages. And once I understood that, the game changed for me. Once I understood that I can go out and buy income producing assets like real estate and it's going to make money for me, right? Whether I'm at home, whether I'm at St. Thomas, whether I'm at work, whatever, it's creating money for me while I hold on to it. And that's the beautiful thing. Michelle Nicole says, hi, Eric, wish I owned my own home. Michelle Nicole's, and this is anybody out there, you can own your own home, right? Now, I'm here to talk about real estate investing. I'm not here to talk about how to buy your primary home, but you can own your own home, and I could show you a way how. I could talk about that a little bit if that's what you want to know. But yeah, and really, guys, I want to tell you something else. A lot of this is the mindset and our language and the way we speak. Somebody says, I wish I can own my own home. You got to kind of change that up and say, I will own my own home. The words that we speak, they come into reality. Okay? The words that we speak, they do come into reality. That's good and bad. So, and I could be, conscious of it too at times. We got to be careful in the way we speak because the reality can come through our words. Okay? But owning your own home, all you have to do, really, I wouldn't say all you have to do. I mean, main thing is you got to learn this information, right? But you could do something called house hacking, right? I bought my first home, and it does help to have good credit or decent credit. And I know that's most challenges, or that's the challenge that most people have. If you know you have bad credit, then all you got to do is get it fixed. And if you can't do it yourself, then guess what? You can hire a third-party company to do it for you. How do I know this? Because this is exactly what happened to me in the early 2000s when I started out. And I got out of school and I needed to go into the workforce. My credit wasn't that great, but I did whatever I could to ensure that I had good credit, right? So I wasn't credit or financial savvy. I was only 25 at the time and my credit wasn't that great. I hired a third-party company to get my credit score right. And at the same time, I was making sure I was making my payments on time. I didn't want to miss any payments. Sometimes I paid ahead. And once I got all my credit cards taken care of, I never closed any accounts. You do not want to close any credit cards accounts because if you do, what's going to tend to happen is it's going to bring your credit score down. Now, I'm not a credit specialist or financial advisor. I'm just telling you my experience and I'm just sharing it with you. All right. So once you get your credit score ready, guys, and you got it up to par, then you can go out and look for a property. Okay. And to me, that's the way to start. It's something called house hacking. So once you get your first primary home for you and your family, or you for yourself, that is your journey to get started. And this is what I'm speaking of. You can get that property, stay in it for 1 year. All right. And typically it's 10% down. That's what it is. You put 10% down on this property. I mean, I'm sorry, 3% down, excuse me, because it's for your primary home. Once you put that 3% down, you live in the property, and then guess what? Live in it for 1 year, at least 1 year. Then guess what? You turn around, rent that, turn around, move out of that property, buy you another one, okay, and then rent this one out. Now you've started your journey. I wish I knew this back then, but if it's me and you're telling me you can't get your own property right now, you can. Excuse me. You just need to be equipped. You need to be informed and get this knowledge to learn how to go out there and get it, Michelle. But you can, and anybody can do this. Let's not let our thoughts prevent us from moving forward. That's the key right there. Do not let your thoughts prevent you from moving forward. You have to have a positive thinking in this, because if not, it will destroy you, okay? And this is on anything in life. I'm not speaking in just in terms of doing real estate. I'm speaking in terms of just anything in life. You got to have a positive mindset when you go about doing this, okay? And because that is the key. And I always talk about mindset because I was a victim of this too. Sometimes we self-sabotage. But once you get this going, guys, and you start getting into real estate investing or whatever it is, you'll find out there's so much potential out there. It's unbelievable, right? I kind of block out the noise of the media, of other people, friends and family that are negative, because they can really hold you back. Can anybody relate to that? They can really hold you back. You need to make sure that you're grounded with people surrounding with you that are going to help you, give you positive information, confirmation, and letting you know that everything's going to be okay. You got to be around positive people, because if not, the people that you hang around, you're going, whether bad or good, positive or negative, that's going to rub off on you. And I learned that earlier on, and I had to get away from some people. I had to get away from some friends that were just toxic. And I started to go out there and learn as much information I can. I went out there and went to seminars. I went to the hotels because they were always hosting events and they were free. I was making sure I was involved in a lot of stuff to learn this real estate. All right. I'm never going to say it's easy, but it does become easier once you learn as much as you can. And then number two, when you get a mentor, get a mentor that is already doing what you want to do. All right. Get with somebody that already is doing what you're doing, because that way you can get the support that you need. You can ask questions. You can get the handheld, the guidance, whatever you need. And it's a good mentor. They can be able to help you out and guide you. One of the big mistakes I made in real estate when I first started out is I didn't get any help. I tried to figure this out on my own. Plus, there wasn't a whole lot of resources out there at the time. In the early 2000s, the internet wasn't as big as it is now. There wasn't a whole bunch of gurus. There were a few gurus, but not like a whole lot like it is today. But the point is, get with somebody that can help you, guide you. You can ask questions to. That's the key. Because if you do what I did, it's going to take you a long time, and you're going to have a lot of setbacks. And that most people will fail, unfortunately. So get with somebody that can help you out, guide you, get a mentor, somebody to help you. All right. So there you go. I'm going to be on another social media platform later on this evening. For those that want to follow me, I'm always on TikTok. And I come on at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I try to every single day. Come to my lives, get this information. It's free. I make sure I give a lot of knowledge and information. I don't just come on here showing you stuff like materialistic stuff. I just try to give you value. So by the time you leave, you're like, I learned a whole lot from Eric. And by the way, today is August 17th, 2024 at 2:45 p.m. I'm going to let you know that I'm starting and doing a 5-day challenge, which is coming up September 15th. You might want to sign up for the waiting list because it's on my TikTok. Go to my TikTok. I got the form there, and I'm going to be teaching you a lot of stuff in real estate investing, and it's at a minimal cost. Okay, $29.99 you can't beat for a 5-day challenge. You'll also be getting gifts, PDFs, resource guides, checklists, just to name a few. And I'm going to have a community that you can join. for those 5 days so you can learn even more. And I'm gonna be able to put the replays in there. So even if you're working, because I know a lot of people are gonna be working at the time, you can always sign up and then watch the replays if you miss them, because that's where they're going to be in the community. So I got a lot of stuff coming up. I don't talk about it a whole lot. Well, I talk about it on TikTok, but yeah, this is going to be big. And I used to do 3-day challenges. People enjoyed it, but I'm stretching it out even longer to a 5-day. And that way you can get even more information, and it's going to be good. All right. So that's about it for today. I'm coming on YouTube. I'm probably going to start coming more live on YouTube, and just helping people out. This is free game, free information. I don't know what you're going to do with it. Hopefully you make something happen for it for you. You go to most people, they're not going to give you even a fraction. But I decided to come on YouTube today, and I might come on later on this evening. It'll just depend, but I got work to do. And when I say work, I'm working on my real estate business. See, and that's the key too. I'm always working on my business to get it perfected. It can never be it can always get better. That's how I look at stuff. I can always get better. So, and I want to leave you with this too, before I leave, is like, again, like I stated earlier, guys, real estate is a people business. It's a people business. You got to know how to talk to people. You got to learn how to get along with people. You got to learn how to network with people. That's how I find my contractors, my lawyers, my electricians, other properties, investment properties. It's all about networking with other people. That's the key. But even beyond that, what I want to tell you is that you have to have a mindset. You have to get your mind right. And if you don't have your mind right, it doesn't matter about anything else. Nothing else is going to work. I'm just going to be honest with you. Once you get this right, you'll be okay, because you'll be able to weather the storms, because it's not going to be perfect, right? Everything when I talk about on here, I'm not saying it's easy, okay? But it is doable. There's a difference there. It's not easy, but it's doable. So many people want an easy route out. And I'm going to be honest with you, like I said, it can be done. And what helps is when you have somebody that you're following that's actually doing what you want to do. And that's the key. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. See y'all later.